Good afternoon. White knighting. Okay, this is actually kind of a big topic that I'm going to briefly scan over here in about 5 minutes or so. I say that it's probably going to be longer than five. But so what is this? First of all, let's talk about as males. Is it our job to protect females? Especially if you're an alpha or dominant male. I would say now, right now, modern society says it's not. Modern society is filled with contradictions right now. They say it's not our biological imperative, or it's not our imperative to protect females. That females are capable and they need to be responsible to protect themselves, which is somewhat true, but it gets taken to another level. So feminism touts and even gets offended if males want to protect a female. And then you have men's groups and different, the other side of the scale, like your men's movement. Some of your men's movement circles believe that it's not, that there's something wrong with you if you want to protect a female. I disagree with both, and I think that I know for a fact it is our biological imperative as males to protect females. And just as a person functioning in society, especially if you're a dominant male, it's your biological, or it's your imperative, not biological, but just your social imperative to protect those who are in need of it. You know what I mean? So if I'm witnessing a physical assault, I'm going to do something about that or respond to that, whether it's a male or a female. If someone's being, if someone's being attacked and it's unwarranted, I'm going to respond to that. And for most of our existence as human beings, men were in charge of protecting the society and protecting females. That biological imperative doesn't go away because feminism in the 90s or because men's movements in the early to mid 2000. You know what I mean? That stuff doesn't go away. It's still part of our biological drive and part of our social structure. And so I do believe that it is our responsibility at times as males to protect females. And look at the consequence of taking the stance that it isn't okay. Look at all the sexual assault allegations. Look at all the improper behavior on the internet. Look at all of the things that men and, sorry excuses for men do nowadays towards females because they don't believe now anymore, because society has told them, both from feminism and men's movements, that it's not a responsibility of the male to protect a female or to even respect for that matter. And so what do you have? Sexual assault, sexual harassment, all these allegations coming out. Where is this stuff coming from, right? And why is it that men think it's okay to do that? Well, if you had a society where men felt that it was their imperative to protect females, then we would be more protective over females being sexually assaulted. But see, of course, the feminist narrative, you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and say a woman can do everything and we don't need men for anything, but there's sexual assault out there, so I think that you guys should stand up against that. Like, you can't have it both ways. So either we're in this together socially or we're not, right? And I say that we are, and I say that it is an imperative for men to have a level of protection over females. But where men make the mistake and they turn into weak, needy bitches over this is that they do what's called white knighting, which is actually disrespectful to the female, as that they're white knighting. It's where they remove moral agency and social responsibility from that female. And so in other words, the female is not responsible for her actions. Some guy's gonna ride in on his white horse and protect her from herself, sort of thing, right? So you'll see it online where, some woman will say, usually some girl looking for attention will will maybe say something like, so and so is mean to me. Whatever. I'm just using a really broad example. And then guys will respond, "Oh, I'm so sorry someone was mean to you. No one should ever be mean to you." And it's just this placating behavior that you see from boys all over the internet. You can watch it happen where a female says, "Oh, I suffered an injustice," and all the males come along, "Oh, you suffered that injustice?" And no one's asking the question. Like, someone who's mean to you, my first question is, why was that person mean to you? You see, there's moral agency here. Maybe she did something and it caused a reaction from that person. You see what I mean? So not allowing, or let's say, we'll talk about internet arguing again, a female, takes a guy to task with something, is rude to somebody, or says something, that's let's say rude, and then that guy, calls her out on it and says, "Hey," and calls her out, and then everyone jumps on the guy for being rude to the girl, right? I mean, you see this stuff all the time, and that's where it's inappropriate. That's where our protection is not required, okay? Women have agency, just like men do. They have moral agency. They have to be responsible for themselves, for their own behavior, and for the consequences of that behavior. You're not, as a man, you're not there to try to control their behavior or placate to them or remove the consequences of all their bad behavior. So that's where it gets to be an overreach or an overstep, where guys are, and usually when guys do that, they're really being the nice guy bargaining for sexual attention. You know what I mean? It's like, well, I'm going to come in and be a savior. You're so amazing. You should never have that happen to you, or whatever it is, and hopes to get sexual attention from that female. So it's not even for free. You know what I'm saying? The nice guy you cannot trust. All right. But so as a male, you have to hold women in your life accountable. They have moral agency. They need to be held accountable for their actions. If they fuck up, they need to understand that they fucked up. If they did something that's wrong, don't just jump on the other person's side in order to white knight them, so to speak. But that being said, if they're being assaulted verbally, physically, or if they're being unfairly treated, it's more than okay to speak up for that. I mean, it's your biological imperative, especially if it's a woman in your life, a mother, a significant other, any of those things. I mean, I sure know that I would not let my woman be treated poorly, and unjustly without me doing anything about it. That would be insane to me. However, again, they have moral agency as well, and so there's responsibility, and so there's too much of guys wanting to remove personal responsibility for females in order to rescue them or save them from themselves, which is definitely a weak way of handling it and going about it, and it's disrespectful to the female. It doesn't give them the credit they deserve as being human beings who have reason and decision-making skills. But at the same time, the other extreme isn't good. The feminist or, manosphere imperative that some promote. Not all feminists, not all manosphere people do that, but the imperative that some promote is that males shouldn't be involved in, defending a female at all, which is, of course, nonsense, right? And we know that's true, but there's a lot of things out there that are being promoted to state otherwise. So, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thanks again. Podcast number 3 will be coming up soon here. Because of the Thanksgiving weekend, I didn't film it over the weekend, so we'll do the live footage here within the next couple of days. Stay tuned for that. Of course, we'll be getting the podcast hosted here very soon as well. So like this, share it, follow it. All right. I need subscribers would be helpful so I can continue to do these videos and help you guys and benefit you. All right. Thanks again for listening. Take care.